Hello, my name is Ariel and I will be demonstrating 4 flexibility assessments in this video. First, we have the Canadian Trunk Forward Flexion Test. Second, the YMCA Sit and Reach Test. Third, the Chair Sit and Reach Test. And fourth, the Thomas Test. Before testing, perform a short warm-up of about 5 minutes long, doing things of moderate aerobic activity followed by some flexibility movements. Try not to perform any fast or jerky movements during your warm-up. Beginning with the Canadian Trunk Test, which is testing the flexibility in the hamstrings and in the lower back, remove your shoes so the soles of the feet can be flat against the flexometer. Place one hand on top of the other so you don't have the tendency to lead with one hand. Reach forward as far as possible while exhaling and holding the final position for 2 seconds. Make sure the knees are not bent at any time during this assessment. It must be completed twice, and it is scored in centimeters, with the best of the two taken as a final score. My final score was 44.5 centimeters, and I'm 22 years old, so I was placed in the excellent category after subtracting 3 centimeters from each value in the table. Next is the YMCA Sit and Reach Test, which also tests the flexibility in the hamstrings and in the lower back. Sit and place a yardstick between extended legs. Place a strip of tape at the 15-inch mark on the stick. The heels of the feet should be placed at the edge of the taped line about 10 to 12 inches apart. Again, reaching forward as far as possible while exhaling, hold the final position for 2 seconds, keeping the fingers on the yardstick, the knees are straight, and the head is in neutral spine. Placing one hand on top of the other will reduce the tendency to lead with one hand. It is scored in inches this time and should be done twice as well, with the best of the two scores taken as the final score. I reached for 24 inches, which placed me in the well above average category. The Chair Sit and Reach Test is usually done for older populations because they have functional limitations, but it still measures the hamstring and lower back flexibility. Use a chair that is 17 inches in height and a ruler. Place the chair against a wall and sit at the edge of the chair. Extend the testing leg with the ankle dorsiflexed, keeping the other leg flat on the floor. With hands on top of each other, slowly bend forward, reaching down the extended leg, trying to touch the toes, while exhaling. Hold the final position for 2 seconds as well. The ruler is placed parallel to the big toe at the extended leg. It is scored in inches. The space between the big toe and fingers is a negative score, but if the fingers go past the big toe, it is counted as a positive score. Touching the toes is scored as 0. Lastly, we have the Thomas Test, which assesses flexibility in the hip flexors. Lie on the floor in a supine position, which is lying on your back. Bring the leg that is not being tested to your chest to the point where your spine is snug to the floor. If the leg being tested remains on contact with the floor during the motion, then the hip flexors of that leg are considered to be flexible. But if the tested leg rises, the hip flexors are considered to be inflexible. This test is scored in flexible or inflexible. It must be done on both sides.